And greetings everybody, welcome back to Rebuilding the Commonwealth with myself. Welcome back to Jamaica Plains. As you can see, we're back building yet again. Thank you very much for all of your support and suggestions in previous videos. Before we do that, remember guys, like, comment, subscribe and share, all that stuff really helps me out. I won't bore you with the rest, but thank you very much if you are tuned in so far. Hopefully we'll make a success of this. Now I do have some plans for today which I'll go through right after I shoot down these pesky raiders. Two more. Oh damn, I think that was his fusion core. I didn't actually realise the fusion core ejected like that. Nice. Well, I've learned something new already. So, here we are. We're up by the church and our newly built Parkside home, which I still think look absolutely gorgeous. Every time I look at this place, I like it more and more. And again, I'm just going to have a look over here for all you guys that get really OCD about unfinished buildings. Sorry. I'm going to do that every time until I bother to fix it. But no, I've got plans for this place. Came up with it right after I finished recording the last episode. So, without further ado, let's get to it. So my goal is to use these park pieces just here to create almost like a promenade, because I think keeping the streets here is not really going to give us any benefit. I want this place to be really homely, and these broken up crappy streets aren't really the atmosphere I'm going for. So what we're going to do is start a path from the front of this house like that. I'll bring it up here so that my pieces will snap to it. We're going to use the really long one here, like so. Oh, could it be that that is the perfect size for this? Yes, we need a T-junction, like that. Bring it down, bring it down, bring these down, like so. That's almost perfect. Almost completely perfect. But I'm going to bring these up by, I'm going to say 5 units. Actually, let me snap these back to the correct position. There we go. I hit the wrong key, obviously. So bring these up by 5. Bring all of these up by 5. Right. Now I'm going to put in one of these. Then I need to put a T-junction. No, an X-junction. Like that. I need to put in a small divider here. Excuse me, there we go. Let me just quickly switch back to 100 so that I can 100 mark this trick. Need to put in a 3-junction here. Oh, it's not going to do that again, is it? Come on, don't do this to me again. It's doing it again. Why? Why won't you snap? I don't understand why it does that, but it does. That's it. Put this back into place. Like so. Now, with the way the stairs to the church are, I did actually change the stairs to the church over because they were encroaching on the road a bit too much. Just doing it again. So we need to do a full long piece there, a full long piece there, another long piece there. Then I need one normal size piece here. And then I need an X junction again, snapped to this way. So now if I bring these down, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Ooh, let me bring these up by 5 more units. Yeah, that'll do. I just have to bring them up enough to expose the sides a bit more. All of these will need to come up by 5 units as well to match. That's it. We're going to continue the sidewalk over here as well. So I need to put in a full-size block. Then I need to put a 3-sided junction here. Actually, we're going to put an X junction in here, going by how this feels. I'm literally going by how I feel about this build. If we can ever get over the snapping issues with these. I'm not sure why they're so difficult to snap from time to time, but they are. This one only needs to be a 3 junction. That's it. Does this need to be a 3 as well? You know, I'm going to leave it as a 3. Yeah, that's what we need right here. Yeah, I can adjust these retaining wall stairs here to get up to this part of the settlement. You know what, I actually think we can start removing some of this terrain, like the sidewalks and that. What happens if I put another long piece here and continue this over the rubble? Okay, the terrain starts to move upwards to a place I can't really get to, I don't think. I mean, that would take quite a few grass mounds to sort that out. Or not, actually. I think I can get away with that. Ooh. I was going to say, please don't do that again. That's it. Question though, do we have one that sort of caps off right at the end? Like a literal end of path? Not particularly. We can always cap that off another way. You know what, I think with this here, let me do a very quick save here just in case I screw this up. But I think I can actually start deleting large sections of this road now. Can't believe this. We're actually able to delete sections of road. Wow, that is a long-ass driveway section. That is a building floor for something I don't really want to mess with. That sidewalk curb there can go. That sidewalk curb can go. This can't go quite yet. That's got a few things to work out. That's got things to work out. This can stay just because of where this comes off. So we'll leave that for now. Okay, so down the middle of the path here, if I can get this right, it will look absolutely incredible. Now, I can fit these foundation edges in. Problem is, they're not proper planters, they're one-sided like that. But I believe it's under, is it footpaths? No, it's not under there. Wrought iron, nope. Miscellaneous. You've got these planters, which I can place in a perfect row down the middle of the street. Just had an idea actually. For the parks and foundations here. If I go all the way to the grass section, right at the end, I think I can place one of these. Oh no, that's not got the sidewalk curb on it. That's a really long one. That's the standard length one. I could make this into a corner and then just not snap to anything because Fallout 4 is Fallout 4. There we are. Then I could snap a half piece here and turn this one into a Y junction, which is there. And I could bridge this gap with a standard size piece there. If I raise these by 2, then I can get away with it. Hey! Oh, that's beautiful. Put in a half here. Yes, this debris is a massive eyesore. There is literally nothing I can do about it. So I can only apologise. Literally nothing else I can do about it. I can just fill it in with as much stuff as possible. Okay, so we've got this little promenade going here. I think that's what they call it. Or is it a boardwalk? I can't remember. I can't say I'm well versed in these things. Now, if I am to snap one of these pieces into here and mirror it on the other side, this house will go, so don't worry about this getting in the way. Ooh, I don't really want a quick save. Let me do a proper save so I have this in steps. This is easy to fuck up is what I think I'm trying to say. If I get rid of these pieces of sidewalk, scrap that piece of road and that piece of road, that piece of sidewalk, scrap that and that. No, only have one piece like that which is elevated, otherwise you have dozens of seams in the grass. And that causes issues. Right. Scrap that piece of sidewalk. Now, where the retaining walls are, if we find a full-sized retaining wall with grass, actually don't do that. Let's just put in a piece of retaining wall here, retaining wall here, retaining wall here. What does that look like? I think that's too far back. If I move this retaining wall to here, I think that's high up enough. Oh, this is going to be ambitious, but it's going to look amazing if I can pull it off. Let's go back to sidewalks. We need to extend this sidewalk just by one more piece. Then we lock this retaining wall in place. Why are you now only snapping to the top when you should be snapping to the bottom? Alright, fine, I'll just do it fucking manually again. As you do. I'll just do it fucking manually. There you go. Can't argue when I do it manually, can you? That's the one thing the game hasn't learnt yet. Can't argue when I do it manually. This house is a crap heap, but we can replace that with something new very, very soon. I need to put one more sidewalk piece in here. It needs to be a bit further forwards. Yeah. Excellent. And now, under retaining wall, we have stairs. We can now add in a decent set of steps to come down from there, a bit like what we have up into the park. So we're creating this sort of tiered system, almost. No, that is way too far off. Oh wow, Hangman's Alley's getting attacked. That's rare. Yeah, so we tuck that down by 5 units. Yeah, so tuck it down 5 units. The brick style doesn't match, but you're really not going to see this brick style, like at all. I have a better idea here. Let me swap it over for a corner. Give me a corner piece. Oh my god. You're not going to want to snap now, are you? Oh, nearly had it. Nearly. Where are you? Come on. I literally had you just a second ago. Oh, for fuck's sake. Aha! There you go. Gotcha. Get out of my face. Whew. Okay, now I think this road can go. And this piece of sidewalk curb here can go. The light post can be moved, I think, to here. Excellent. I'm trying to think what I can get away with. Well, strictly speaking, it's not what I can get away with, but how can I make this work? Because these steps can now come up to match this, which means I don't think we need these sanctuary pre-war stairs anymore. Which one did I use for the church? I used the commercial NCA base here. If I sink that down and bring it across. Just going to do that again. Bring it up by a couple of hundred. Cool. Put it back down by a couple of hundred. Pop that back down by a couple of hundred. And then drop it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just like that. And then before you know it, it's blended in pretty well. So we have a very tiny step up into the park. Now here's the lick on this. If I can up this all by 5, so that they're all the same height, we should be able to dig the path high enough that we shouldn't get anything like clipping inside the ground, especially now that we've deleted all of the sidewalk pieces. So move that up, move that up, move it up, move it up. Yeah, that's where I started. That needs to come up, that comes up, that comes up, that comes up, that comes up. All of these come up. That looks better, that pathway. It won't be perfect, but then nothing will. I'm not expecting anything to be perfect, though I do continue to fight for it, like it's my life's purpose to get everything perfect, when I know it's not not possible, I should say. Okay, this sidewalk here needs to exist because it acts as a breaker between the church stairs, the cemetery. Okay, so we need this cap here. Actually, I think it's mini sidewalks we need. Is it mini? What's this one? It's a sidewalk curb. Well, we don't need the curb of it. The curb, like so. This driveway, don't need to worry about the driveway because that is the path into the cemetery. This, I think I can actually raise this up now. Or rather, I could turn this round the other way. Okay, that looks really dumb. Yeah, I actually think it now works out better to put it in the other way. Because now it actually slopes downwards into the graveyard. So I'm actually going to stick with it turned the other way round. And then I'm going to put one more piece of sidewalk on this end. I'm going to lower it enough to conceal it. And bring it towards me just enough to match it in and blend this sidewalk. Both of these are a little bit too wide, so we'll bring them in about there. Bring that in about there as well. 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's obviously going to glitch, so bring it up by 1, and that's it. That now blends all of this together, and under the Homemaker kit, decorations, landscaping, we've got a few options. We could separate the lot by a massive privet hedge, which I don't really think works. Doesn't really give a welcoming vibe to the city. Or we can put a lot of these rose bushes and shrubs in, those big trees like that. Actually, I want the evergreen trees, which would be under these living ones, which I think we could get away with. Oh wow, that's massive. These are way too big. I mean, we're sticking with a theme here, so we'll go with the evergreens. We'll place one in the middle of each, all the way down the boardwalk here. Of course, Hangman's Alley defended itself. It's literally got a detachment of Minutemen there with Bozars, which I never upgraded or updated. Excellent. Now the foliage has to serve to cover up where are the rose bushes? There we go. Rose bushes here have to serve in many ways to cover up the or at least try to cover up this dirt at the bottom. Actually, let's refer to somewhere over here for inspiration. What did we do down here? So we did 4 rose bushes and then an evergreen. So I think actually we're going to do one every other planter. Otherwise I think that kind of overpowers it a little bit. Yeah. Let's turn off surface snapping and see if we can put in these rose bushes. Those are way too close, so need to move them across. So there should be a little gap in between each of these. They're also a little bit too high up, so we'll lower them down by a couple so that they blend properly. Those are fine. Yeah, those are fine. So we've got this lovely nature part along here. I'm trying to think where I could fit some lighting in here properly. Well, this could quite easily go between these benches. That's fine. This sidewalk curb can be scrapped because it no longer serves a purpose. Now, because the park is up on the tier above, I think we can put in another piece of sidewalk on this end, purely for the sake of adding streetlights to this part of the town, as it were. So we'll sink that down enough, like that. Probably a bit too low on this side. Actually, we don't need to worry too much about that. All I think that I need here is 2 pieces of sidewalk with just enough coverage on either side to provide a basing, as it were. That's it. Shuffle that back. So 1 covers up the dirt behind it, and 2 provides concrete enough to put a lamppost on it. Or decorations, I should say. Onto the grass. We need to fully grass this area correctly. That's perfect. Planters will be going up here actually, so don't worry too much about that. Works as a planter. Of course it does. It's a planter. We'll need some railings over here. That's it. This would make the perfect position for another one of those residential lights from the homemaker kit. So we'll put in another street light. Street lamp, residential. Yeah, I think that fits in quite nicely. Then back to snappy builds and miscellaneous planters. Ooh. Okay, we're gonna have to deal with that. We'll have to deal with that as we go. That's fine. Back to grass. We'll fit another grass block over this side to pad the garden out here and cover up this horrible, disgusting Commonwealth dirt underneath. Then fit another one in. I'm going to have to do the... Oh no, I might not have to. No, I'll have to. Put in the 100 block trick. So 100 steps, then drop it in place. Fit another grass block up to here, then 100 units down, lower it into place. Stick another one over here, 100 units down, lower them both into place. So all of this is now correctly grass up. That needs to come up and grass attached. Grass goes down, that goes down. That's fine. I will adjust the stairs in just a tad. That goes down by 100, that goes down by 100. Yeah, so the stairs come up a tad. I can use that to quite cleverly disguise that little bit of grass that's sticking out from the park there. So that's all even on this side. So we have a nice little boardwalk over here. This will have to come up by 100 units. And then we'll add the grass on this side of the park. It doesn't matter what we do on this end because it's rubble, so no one is really going to know. Oh, no, that's the wrong type. That's the grass I want. 100 units down. There's nothing we can do about this. All we can do is blend it like so. This park block can be a Y junction to open up the side of the pathway to the parochial house. Again, I'm going to have to do the 100 block trick, like so. That path now provides access to parochial house. You've got access to the graveyard. I had to come and fix a few of the gravestones at the end of last episode. The pesky raiders had shot a few of them, and I do not tolerate that kind of disrespect. Yeah. I have to relight the monument up, of course. Excellent. So this place now looks really beautiful up here, which is the effect I'm going for, if you hadn't guessed. It's looking a little bit dark up here though, so under Homemaker we will add another set of residential lights. So we'll put one on this corner and one on this corner, as well as one outside this house. That's much nicer. Is this one turned off? No, that's on. That's also on. Excellent. There's so much I could do with this now. This house can go, I think, now that we're getting there. Let me scrap all of the shite that's currently residing in it. I don't think we need any of this. And these candles are a good source of oil. It might not seem it, but it is. If I really need to like stick an extra gun on the settlement, then it's usually the oil that I'm running low on. The shot glasses can go in the workshop because they're good decorations. Yeah, that too. General clutter can go away because that's just stains. The ruins of the door. The TV I'm going to have to disable, I think. This mattress can be scrapped. I don't even think that counted as a bed. I don't know if that said 35 beds or 34, but it says 34 now. Yeah, there's stains, there's general clutter. Lots of general clutter. Debris. Don't need any of that. Yeah, the shrubs at the back, they can go because they will probably not be part of this settlement at the end. Debris decals. Didn't even know that was a mat, I'll be honest with you. Improved agitated guns. Nice. Oh, I can see why those retaining wall pieces don't match. Oops. You know what, screw it. We'll just stick with it as it was. That's it. Okay, I think this house is now safe to go. So 3, 2, 1. Gone. Wow. Right, so we still have a couple of bits. Disable that TV because nobody needs it. Yeah. There's going to be a few floating pieces of clutter, I can tell you that for nothing. Could I extend this retaining wall to create a finished unit here? What style is this? It's bricks, that's fine. If I put a post here, I don't really want the post to be that close to it. Put that post there. That is a full-sized wall. I don't want that far. I just want another short piece there. I want to put another post in. And I think I can make this corner up by... Well, first of all, raise this up to the correct bloody height, because that looks really silly. This brick doesn't match. Actually, if I bring this down to the correct height, which is here, and then tuck this into the retaining wall I've just made. Tuck this piece into the retaining wall I've just made. Lower it just enough. I can then snap this in place here. And then raise it. And what do you know? This wall is now complete. That does look kind of silly though. It needs to be the same height all round there. Oh, that is so cool. So that retaining wall now comes round just as it should do. This needs to be grassed off here. Retaining wall piece can go. Retaining wall piece can go. That retaining wall stretches round. I think we can keep that, actually. If we raise it up just a tad to match what we already have. So 1, 2, 3. That's now correct. Cool. So this street is now looking really, really pretty. This is now looking very, very empty though. So we have to do something about this. Now I propose that we build another house here. Cool. Now this was the entrance door originally, and I think we could probably put up another similar house to what was there initially. So we need to use the small townhouse kit. Here's the thing, the prefabs are nice, but the door is always in one particular spot, and I don't like that. I do not like the door being in one spot. However, I think we can get away with it for this particular build. Let me bring the foundations down to ground level and line it up. Like that. Yes, I think that's as close as we're going to match that. Just to get rid of the jitter there. Now, the thing is, if I put a connector there, I could put the door on this side of the property. But I don't have any walls to separate the lot. Oh yeah, because I can add a second room there. We need to move these street lights off this part of the settlement. And we need to extend the landscaping a bit further, methinks. I'm going to circle this house. What does this look like when it's snapped to the correct place? Not particularly amazing, I have to say. Let's stick with that. We'll need to do a half block here. I mean, that's really not going to matter. You're literally stepping out of your front door onto a pathway. Or your side door, in this case. Here's an idea. If I put in the piece of kit here, let's just say I've added in a plug. We're going to put in the whitewood plug. Let me just check. There isn't a difference between all these, is there? Like a proper difference? Oh, it's the window configuration. Right, okay, so I've chosen the connector piece with 2 doors. That's probably not very smart, actually. And that's just the add-on. So that's got 2 windows and a door. I think that's what I want to go for. Maybe. Plus, I don't have one of these that has the whitewood finish. And that's got the door. Okay, let me replace this with this part instead. That is really, really flush. I've done a really good job on that, actually. I'm quite impressed with that. Yes, you've got these windows here. Now, if I put in a connector and then added in the add-on room, that plug looks a little bit random, I think. Let me try one of the other colours, because I think that looks a bit random. So let's try the green one. Yeah, I don't think that stands out as much, so we're going to go with that. It breaks the white wood theme, but it's something that we could quite easily live with. Just thinking of a good place to add the stairs. So we were going to place the stairs. Now we could put the stairs in here. Put it in the add-on room. That would make sense because you can then potentially have a balcony on this side, looking just past the retaining wall. I mean, the add-on deck, the porches, balconies, that kind of stuff. I mean, that just snaps to the foundation. You could have your balcony up there, honestly. The fact that's built into the retaining wall is kind of a help. It's almost like it's adding structural integrity to that. So I'm going to roll with that. Okay, so in the wall section, I think it's... Is it the wide piece we need? No, I think it's standard. So we need standard. And I want to go with the double window. That matches the windows over there, which is good. I think we could go with a single window here, so you can at least look out and see if there's anyone coming. That's it. Okay, so we don't need to hang an immediate right with the retaining wall here. Oh wow, you actually have full-size prefab houses. Flip here, heck, that's a large house. Where's the fun in a prefab house though? There's literally no fun in building a prefab. I mean, technically I could do that for up there, but I'm not going to do that. Okay. So landscaping again. How far does this go? Quite far. We probably don't need... Oh no, I think we do actually. But then I think we can just get away with 1, 2, and then... And that hangs a perfect corner road. doing that thing again. Snap that to that. Drop them by 100. Does that show up inside the house? No, it does not. That's what we like to see. Now, if this goes all the way out to this bus shelter on this end, I'm just going to put this out here as a placeholder. It's not going to be this long. But we could extend the bounds of Jamaica Plains this way. Over here might look nice, but I don't think there's much prime real estate on this end of the city. On that end of town. I mean, there's quite a bit of stuff we could make use of over here. Oh, hello. Oh no, that's the wires. Don't do that. Those wires are pretty key. Yeah, so problem with this, I think, is if I put in the grass, just for the sake of argument, is that going to come up higher than the retaining wall? Because no, that's the correct height. Right, okay. That's good to know. It's also good to know that all of that could also be a house. I've got ideas for that though, that's fine. So we put in a 1, a half, a 1, a half, then a corner. So I need to put in, well technically I just need to put in a full size bit here, but that's not how I'm going to roll. Are these short retainers? I think they are. These are part of the map, by the way, these ones. Okay, if I go short retaining wall, can I use the existing terrain here to snap something? Hello. Well, holy diggity damn. Don't know where he came from. I'll take it. Okay, where was I? It's not going to let me snap that, is it? No, it's not. That's going to be a pain. Can I snap it here? Yes, I can. That's fine. So if I snap it there, then add a post. One of our regular posts, that is. These posts are widthways. Then I post my own shorts this way. Then add the post here instead. It's widthways. Then add the retaining wall this side. Can I snap it to my own wall now? Excellent. Move that wall to this side. Take that one out. Add this one in. Cool. So we've just created ourselves a little alcove here. Now I can shift these walls across to create that. I'll move the mailbox over. This piece can... Oh, I think that's two there. Damn, okay. Move those across. Now I can move the stairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pieces across. I need to move that 2 more. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That can sink down into the dirt a bit further. That can move 2. That's it. Now, terrain, sidewalks. Need to add one more piece, which I think will be the half block here, to join up the path and the stairs, which is great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. So I've essentially moved to the whole structure of Jamaica Plain by doing this. And it still wasn't quite enough. It still had to have one more piece. Just budge it along. That is way too high, so that needed to come down a touch. And come back towards me, back towards me. That needs to drop down, like that. That post is about the correct height. I think that is now perfectly centered down this part of Jamaica Plain. And we have this house being, well, I say rebuilt, it's being rebuilt and adapted. We have the retaining wall extended even further. Okay, how am I going to do this? What are these posts looking like in terms of alignment? They're perfectly well aligned. Just a tiny touch over the top of that is showing on those, which is fine. So that post is looking the incorrect way, which is perfect. We've got that sorted. Okay, how am I going to do this? What I'm looking at doing is creating a second dwelling next to this one. Right. Okay, what I'm going to do is go back to retaining walls. I'm going to add in a short retaining wall here. Bring it down to the correct height, which is there. How wide is this? That is the same width, just about, as a standard sized retaining wall. Alright. Now if I mimic that set of steps, what stairs is that? That's this one. So now I need to hook this set of steps up to here. It doesn't actually snap. Of course it snaps, don't be dumb. It's just because it doesn't like you. Oh no, that's... Yeah, I need a wide one. Of course I do. That's about half. That's about half. If I swap this piece of parkway for a Y junction like this, I have to do the 100 unit trick again. Sit 100 units. Now go back to the retaining walls, back to the steps. Now try it. Will it snap to the park stairs? Yes, it will. So it needs to sink down. Okay, where does the stairs cut off? It cuts off here. Needs to come down a tad as well. Okay. And now it needs a half set of sidewalk. Just a half. This isn't going to snap, is it? No, of course it's not going to snap. I don't know why the game will try and make me do that. Resistance is futile. I'm just going to make you do it. You know what I mean? Okay. I can move the block out just a tad. No, this block can't. Oh, come on. That's it. Just lower that into the dirt for just a sec. Now we snap it back up into place. By these posts, the posts own admissions, it is probably about 30 units lower than that. Okay, and this retaining wall is going to be, no, it's about the same height. But either side of this is guarded by a post. So under the retaining walls yet again, I need to add another post. Like that. Tow it up to the correct height. Tow it out by one. That now creates a very short retaining wall, but then creates the steps up to what will be the next dwelling. To make sure I continue the pattern, I need to snap this piece in here. Then I need to snap another one of these retaining wall posts. Those are the correct heights by default. Then I need to snap another piece of retaining wall here. Then another piece, another post here. Fantastic. Now, understandably, this is getting quite a bit of a sheer drop. This will be remedied, don't you worry. We are going to remedy that. Now, why are we doing this, you might ask? Well, the way this road curves out, I could quite easily build another house on here and keep the terrain level. By adding in another one of these. Now what I'm going to do is stick another post in here and try and get it down to the correct height. Of course I turned number lock off. Now, can I get this to snap without? No. I accidentally put on object physics, and I can't remember which one is to change object physics. I'll figure it out. Now, what can this snap to from here? I can snap to that, which is what I want. I can scrap this hedge and remove this tree cluster. That's now just going to get in the way. These guardrails can disappear. We can add another post in here. There you go. Wanted to get the orientation the correct way. Now we're going to snap another one to it. Or we're going to bring another one to it, I should say. Lower it down into the dirt. Now if I put another piece of retaining wall in here, how far does that go? That goes quite well. I'll put another post in, and then another piece of full-size retainer wall. Then one more post, followed immediately by another post, like that. It's kind of rotated, so this wall should now bank ever so slightly further. That's it. And now finally we put a last post where the retaining wall has come up to the correct height. Like that. So this is also doubled up as a garden wall. Excuse me. I'm not really keen on taking down this house yet because all of my gear is up in this room. So I'm going to have to relocate all of my gear, or I'm going to have to rebuild a house on top of it to store my gear for the time being. But where we've built this, we could either make a very large garden plot over here for our resources, or we can... Well, I'm going to demolish this house anyway. I reckon if I demolish this house, I could build two houses side by side of similar builds and similar qualities. And we could have two properties up on this side of the hill. Just looking at the size of this, I'm trying to gauge what I can do. This rock formation couldn't go because it's redundant now. And I'm quite surprised that the terrain is this steep, that it's not tall enough for a full-size retainer, but there's ways around it. So we're going to remove all that crap over there. Oh. And next we're going to put in some more sidewalks. Let's going to come right to the very edge of the settlement here. And we're going to put in yet another retaining wall. Actually, not yet. We're going to put in the stairs out of the settlement here. That's going to get really annoying. Nah, that doesn't quite fit with that staircase. That's fine though. The full walls we're going to put in again. This being lower down, I reckon will be fine. That is, that's going to get so annoying. Okay. If we put one here, shrink it down just far enough under so that the wall doesn't poke through the terrain there. Stick a post in. Then stick another post in right beside it. It's got this concrete post configuration here, I should say. Just try to ignore that crap for just a moment. Right, how do I finish this? Because I don't think I've got any posts which go that far into the ground, especially not from the default set. I mean, we've got these corner pieces, but we don't have ones that go right to the ground. However, I do seem to recall that under our homemaker, is it homemaker? Or is it under grounded? I think it's under concrete, then grounded. That's it. Is it under sidewalks? No, no, it's not under sidewalks. Caves? No. Landscape. Commonwealth. No, this isn't it. Not at all. Now, arbors are obviously grass and crap like that. Oh, this is going to bug me. Where have I seen it? Where have I seen it? No. Roofs? No. Miscellaneous? Oh, where have I seen you? Bear with me, guys. I'm going to find this, or else I'm going to be here for hours. Okay, bad news, didn't find it. Good news is, found a solution. These rocks. I'll tell you what, I think these look a lot more natural as well, rather than a giant foundation. Rather than just a block of stone. These look like these belong here. They look like the foundation of the settlement. And I actually quite like it. Looks like that flows out of here. It's got the wastage which runs into the system. And we can add a few of these because they're relatively flat. So I can add a couple of these to here. Should turn off landscape snapping, terrain snapping for this. Turn that off. Place another couple of rocks under here. I'll need a couple of rocks over this side. So they are one-sided. So. Brilliant, and obviously this will be covered when we put the grass in. This will be covered. The terrain does come up a little bit here, but that's what we have a foundation for, so that the houses match. Let's come out of Homemaker and back to Snappy Builds and Landscaping. Retaining walls, miscellaneous. Oh, there we go. Great. And then, of course, this retaining wall needs to have posts here. My lord, that is so annoying. Posts there and there. And then full-size walls coming from the posts across the terrain like so. We'll bunk in one of those. And I think I'll put in a small set of steps just here. Just a small one. Just to separate it from the rest of the Commonwealth. So actually, this path did turn out to be the length that I built it at. Excellent. So Jamaica Plain is turning out to be, well, tiered living if you think about it. You've got all this drainage coming out here. Again, we'll go with the natural solution. So decorations, rocks for landscaping. We'll place these under here. Yeah, that's the end of that. So plus as well, with this being quite watery, those rocks give it a little bit of padding as you come up into the settlement, like that. Now that is what you call cool living. Oh, that is so cool. I did not expect I would take this kind of design route. I didn't plan anywhere from here onwards. This onwards is all improvising, but it's turned out to be one hell of an expansion. This is going to set us up to get a lot more settlers in here. So you've got the mayor's office, but you've got really nice living down here. But we're still not done yet. We're still not done yet. So. Okay, let's put the grass in and make sure nobody can fall in between the cracks. This wall, yeah, this retaining wall here needs to come up by just a couple of units, just so it doesn't encroach upon the grass. That's it. By extension, these posts need to come up. So that needed to go a little bit closer to that wall. That's it, keep it contained. Doesn't actually matter where I put them over here because you won't be able to see this from the top anyway. So all of that can just go as and where. This bit here needs to be filled in. That there needs to be filled in as well as that. We will put decorations down over here. This is just to get the skeleton of this place in. Yeah. Okay, this is going to be a tad tricky to keep it in place, but I'll sort it. How do we do this? So if I just push it back, that's just not going to fit whatsoever. So I need to bring it up to here and then lower it into place. Put it just very, very gently. Locate it exactly where it needs to be. Oops. I think this is cool as well because you'll see the transition between really nice lush grass and the Commonwealth grass. And now we have one like that. We should be able to get two like that. Yep. This will need some grass mounds to cover up. These grass mounds are really good just for adding that little bit of extra character to the town, as well as cover up those ugly arse things. I've just done it. I've just done it. Exactly what I was filling all that in to avoid. I just did it. Okay. I'm safe now. It's fine. Brilliant. 5, 10, 50. Lower it down by 50. It's almost in the correct height. Just make sure it's not poking out anywhere. Cool. Bring it back up by 5 until it drops nicely into place. And with that, we should be able to snap one more to it. And one more to it there. Lower it by half until it disappears. Then add another one there. Oh, that's ugly. Oh, damn, that's ugly. I should have enough leeway to hide that lot. That's it. Okay. Brilliant. Tow it back. Drop it down by 0.1 until it disappears. Excellent. Now we have the grass in place up here. And of course we have the transition into Commonwealth grass That needs to be sorted out. This chunk here, that retaining wall is ugly as hell. Of course, we've got some ghoul bodies to deal with. But I'm not going to be falling into these great big void holes anytime soon. Cool, cover that. That's a bit of a world hole, so we'll fill that in the grass. I have a feeling I'm now going to have to start saving this game by the Boston Mayoral Shelter, because I have a feeling this will now start crashing as I load in with the amount I've just built. And with a few decorations there, I don't think anyone will tell the difference there. Oh man, that frame rate drop. The frame rate drop here now rivals the frame rate drop I get in the castle, which goes from 60 FPS to about 30 or 25 to 30, so I do lose a good 25 FPS just looking at the castle. I now get something similar here. Oh, lovely stuff. You know what, I do actually love this. We've actually expanded the settlement in its physical presence without compromising the architecture of Jamaica Plain, which is exactly what we were going for. Okay, one last thing before I finish up, and that is to do some quick landscaping. Add in these evergreen trees. So we'll have the evergreens just here, and we'll put an evergreen in there, an evergreen in there. Turn off the surface snapping again because we now need to put in the rose bushes. Again, we're going to leave a fair gap between these. This one I think can have some roses on either side. Actually no, I think that looks perfectly fine by itself. Okay. Actually going... oh no, that is way too big for the planter, I think. So we'll have another white, and then we'll have another red, and then we'll swap them over on the other end. Like that. Here we go, so the top of Jamaica Plain is absolutely gorgeous. That needs fixing. I think I'll put some railings on here and stick in some posts to separate both of those. I'll do that off camera. But I think this is a good place to finish the episode. I mean, look at this. This place is absolutely taking shape. Let me quick save before I lose it. Oh my god. Look how luscious this is. Damn. Yeah, I'm going to leave it here, guys. This is an absolutely fantastic build. I am going to leave you guys here. Please give me some suggestions for how you want this to go, because I'm excited. I haven't been this excited about a build for quite some time. Wow. But until next one, guys, I'm going to leave you with this. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you've made it this far in the video. I thank you very much for your support. And stay safe. Make sure you stay tuned, because this is getting exciting. So, till the next time, stay safe. We out. Peace. Enjoy.